Her name is Ruri Tereo, and she entered to her work with a fatigue. But then her co-worker realizes that she looks really weak, so she asks to her if she is fine, to which she replies that she is fine. After she sat to do her work, she thinks that everyone in this company must feel weak, just like her. So she decides to do her work faster and leave before the last train arrives. Even though she hates coming to work, there is only one thing that's keeping her to come here, which is the villain from her favorite romance game. After seeing him in her lock screen, she started to cry, while thinking that she feels good now. She then goes on by thinking that they can't be with him in the game, because he will become a vampire as a curse. As a result, she started to work more, within full motivation. In the end, she stayed all night, and the next morning comes. Two co-workers comes in, and they were shocked to see her clocking into the work early. They then realizes that she is sleeping, so they tries to wake her up, but then they were shocked to realize that she is dead. Meanwhile, she was in a black space, while thinking if she is dead, and she started to think whether if she is really dead even though she is only 25. But then she started to wish if only she has a better body, she wouldn't not have died. Afterwards, she thinks that she can't die until they release an update where the protagonist can be with that vampire guy. All of the sudden, she heard someone say how sad, which embarrassed her. And that voice goes on by saying it's a rare thing for someone to have a strong will enough to call the god himself. It even tells her to be grateful for this. And then that god tells her to use the power she has to live. She then suddenly wakes up. In front of her there were some maids, and they were wondering what was that sound. She then started to grasp for air while thinking if it hurts, then she isn't dead. As a result, she gets relieved thinking she is glad that it was just a bad dream. She then started to apologize to them since she caused a scene. In the end, she realizes that there is a huge mirror, and after seeing her reflection, she was shocked. And she questions herself on who is this beautiful girl, which disappoints the maids, and they started to shake her by telling her to snap out of it. That maid then goes on by saying that she is now married with the Duke Gilbert. After hearing that name, she was shocked, and she thinks to herself, that's the same name of the villain from the game she loves. All of a sudden, someone comes in asking them what's going on. To her surprise, it was the villain, and he was looking at her like a pest. But she was still processing the thought on why is that villain is here. Afterwards, that maid suddenly says sorry to him because she lost her memory after falling down, which shocked her. In the end, he just leaves by saying if it's nothing important, he will be leaving. This caught her off guard, but one of her maid gets angry while saying if their master has heart or not. As a result, they started to fight to themselves, and all of a sudden, she says the maid's name correctly by saying that she was just confused after she fell down, that's all. To which that maid says it's good that she didn't lost her memory. Meanwhile, she thinks that the maid's name suddenly came into her mind. She then realizes it's this girl's memories that she is getting. Afterwards, she remembers that this girl is an NPC in the game that will be labeled as killed by the Gilbert, which shocked her, and she thinks it's not that bad, right? As a result, she gets happy, but thinking that she died in the game because she was really rude to Gilbert after hearing the bad rumors about him. So to avoid getting killed, she just needs to act like she doesn't know he is a vampire. But right after saying it, she found him sucking a maid's blood, but he noticed her. Afterwards, she started to sweat while thinking that she is an idiot, since who would decide to take a night walk in this random mansion. After that, she suddenly closes her face by saying that she didn't see anything, to which he just says that she already seen everything. He then drops that maid by saying he even casted a barrier to keep people away, which shocked her. After that, she asks to him if that maid is alive, but he just walks towards her by saying that she is really bold to worry about someone while being in a situation like this. To which she just says, I see. After hearing it, he takes his hands and grabs her neck while saying that she should worry about her first. He then goes near her neck by saying he can't let her live after knowing the truth of the Alexander family. As a result, he started to drink it. But this shocked her, and she thinks to herself if her second life is going to end here. She then gives up without resisting, and she thinks to herself that she is already dead, but there is one regret, which will be dying without knowing his warmth hands. All of the sudden he gets shocked because she started to hug him back while blushing. Afterwards, he realizes that he drank too much blood from her since her blood was really tasty. So he decides to clean the body because he doesn't want anyone to see a dried up body. But to his surprise, she is alive and she was looking at him happily while blushing. He then goes on by asking her on why she is still alive, which just confused her. After that, he suddenly goes in to drink more, which shocked her. But this time he started to drink it aggressively. Even after that, she is standing there without any problem, which made him to think that she was really cute. In the end, she started to think on why she is still alive, even though he drank too much of blood. Suddenly, she comes to the realization that the god said he is going to give her a healthy body, so which means she now have an infinite blood because of this power healthy. All of the sudden, Gilbert started to smile, and he tells to her that normally he would have killed her, but he changed his mind, so as promised he will marry her. However, she should vow him that she will keep this as a secret and continue to be his food source. After hearing the word food, she was shocked. At the next day, they were having a breakfast, but she was really happy while thinking that he is really handsome. And she started to get wild by thinking that he is breathing and he is eating, and also he is alive and sitting right in front of her. Afterwards, the butler says to her that the plate has already been tested for poison, so she can eat it now. After eating it, she tells to Gilbert that the food was really tasty. And she goes on by asking him on when of his birthday, to which he taps on the table by saying how can she be more calm after all that thing that happened yesterday. But this just confused her, and he goes on by saying if she lost her mind because of fear, if that's the case, then he can understand it. After hearing it, she suddenly remembers him asking her to become his food source. As a result, she started to shake in fear while thinking, so, which means Gilbert is going to drink her blood forever. All of a sudden, she thinks that's the best case scenario that she wants, which confused Gilbert. Meanwhile, she was standing there happily. Afterwards, she gets serious since he is asking her, because he was worried about her, which is also her vampire bias. But then she started to blush, while thinking if he is going to suck her blood, then his beautiful face will be really close to her, and also their body will naturally come in contact. In the end, with a thumbs up, she says that she accepts to become his food source for the rest of her life. After hearing it, both of them were silent for a while. She then realizes that she should not have said it in a happy mood, and asks to her on why she was happy to accept the contract. Does this mean she is plotting something? To which she asks him what happened to keeping the contract as a secret. After hearing it, he assures to her that his butler won't say it to anybody, but before that she should be more honest with him, and she should tell him on what she meant by bias, which shocked her, because he was worried about that. As a result, she started to say it's something that they say to the people that they respects. While she is saying it, he takes out a knife, but she goes on by saying that she was once saved by him. When he was protecting a town from evil monsters, she was in that town. After hearing, he gets serious, while saying that it looked like she hated him from the bottom of her heart, which made her to think that this girl used to hate Gilbert. But Gilbert just gets to a conclusion that she is saying the truth. After hearing it, he gets up by saying he will accept it for now, and he even says for now only 2 times before leaving. So to protect herself, she should just behave in this mansion. As a result, she was sitting in the garden thinking that he was really cold-hearted. But then she suddenly gets happy, because that is also one of his charms. While saying all she should be is behave like he says, all of a sudden she gets silent, and she taps on the table while thinking there is no way she can sit still. Afterwards, the maids suddenly gets shocked after seeing her coming near them, and they started to panic, but to their surprise, she just asks to them if she can help them with their works. Because she used to be a workaholic in her old world. As a result, she started to do every single work, but she was really happy since she never got a single fatigue from working that much. But Gilbert noticed her doing everything. Afterwards, she was holding the flowers that the maids gave her by asking her to go back to her home. Afterwards, while walking, she notices the mansion. After looking at it, she gets sad, since she asked everyone in this mansion about Gilbert's birthday, but nobody knows his birthday. Also, no matter how kind they treat him, everyone silently wishes for his death. After realizing it, she gets upset, and all of a sudden, she gets an idea. After remembering it, she comes into Gilbert's office. After coming in, she realizes there is no one here. As a result, she started to walk in and tiptoe while thinking that she should finish it quickly. In the end, she leaves the flowers in her room while thinking that's not much, but this should still bring him happiness. All of a sudden, he walks in and asks to her on what she is doing in his study room without his permission, which shocked her. Right when she was about to explain herself, she drops the flower pot, which shocked her. He asks to her that she got some nerve to just walk into his room and also wander around the place in this morning, which really shocked her, and she thinks to herself that she is an idiot. Afterwards, she gets down by saying that she will clean it now, but to her surprise, he just asks her didn't he told her to behave. But just warning her in the speaking was just too nice of him. So if she doesn't understand it, he will just teach her. Right after saying, he picks her up and throws her in the sofa, and he goes on by lying on top of her, while saying that he should teach her physically now. Right after saying it, he gets so close to neck. He then started to drink her blood, but she was thinking that she should do her best to support Gilbert. After drinking it, he tells to her that she is nothing but a mere food to him. But after seeing her blushing, he gets shocked, and he just stares at her silently. In the end, he throws her out of the room, to which she just asks to him if that's all for today. As a result, he says enough, and there wouldn't be a second chance, so she should behave from now onwards. But then while closing the door, he looks at her menacingly. After closing it, he stands near the door, and he lets out a huge sign. After that, he notices the flowers, which was in a blue color, which is in the same color as a sky, plus he will also die in the sunlight. After remembering it, he gets a flashback where her eyes is also blue as a sky while she is looking at him blushingly after getting her blood sucked. He then goes on by thinking that her behavior is too bad to call it as an acting. All of a sudden, he remembers her saying that she really respects him. As a result, he picks up a flower. All of a sudden, his butler comes in and tells to him that he got a message from Marquis Digitas. Afterwards, there was Guy asking to her that he saw her getting kicked out of her brother's room, to which she thinks that he is Gilbert's brother, who is also a womanizer. She then goes on by getting shocked because he was really tall, and also she wasn't interested in him because he fought with his brother because to get a heroine. As a result, she just leaves him by saying that there is nothing. But then he suddenly asks to her if she got kicked out because she is asking for his brother's birthday. Plus the servants in this mansion is in an uproar since she is asking for his birthday. After saying it, he wall slams her by asking her to tell her true intentions. With a serious face, she says, "It's obvious, isn't it?" But her sudden expression change shocks him. And she goes on by grabbing his dress, while saying that she wants to give surprise on his birthday, which shocked him, and he asks to her if she is asking for his birthday just for that reason. To which she replies, as his fiancée, she should know his birthday, while thinking that she couldn't able to find the non-lovable character's birthday even in the official website. To which he says that she doesn't need to worry about his birthday, because he just doesn't think of his birthday as a happy thing. But this shocked her since he said it in a different tone. He then goes on by saying that to rule this monster full of area, Gilbert has to give up on his freedom and all the pleasure, which shocked her. Plus, whenever they were kids, Gilbert lived a different life than him, even though they were born in an same house, because he was never permitted to see the family members and play with them, and he did everything to become worthy of the Alexander family. After saying it, he gets sad while saying that his brother really worked hard to support this family all by himself. He then suddenly gets happy since his brother even saved him from a monster attack when they were 10 years old. But still that old lady. While saying it, he suddenly stops, and he suddenly says that he used some nice magic to save them. All of the sudden, she started to cry, which really shocked him, but she didn't stop crying. She then shakingly tells to him that she didn't know anything about Gilbert, to which that guy says that's how the noble's wedding usually goes. She then realizes that he is the only brother Gilbert has. After saying, she blushingly says that she is glad that Gilbert as an ally, to which he got shocked, and he tells to her that he thinks Gilbert hates him, which caught her half guard. And then she comes to the realization that might happen, due to a game option that leads to them fighting to death. Even though his brother respects Gilbert, but their misunderstanding gets bigger and bigger as the time, so they ends up fighting themselves. As a result, she starts to think on how to avoid that ending. And while thinking about it, she gets an idea. So she asks him to show her his ears. And she goes on by telling to him that they will secretly give Gilbert a birthday party. As a result, a few days gone by, and she was having a hard time to make a handkerchief, which she was planning to give it to Gilbert on his birthday. And also the reason she wants to give handkerchief is because he told her that giving hand made kerchief, which will give them a good luck on love. After that, he even gives her a recommendation to make a blue bird which he likes. As a result, she started to make it. She then looks outside the window while thinking if he will like it or not. Meanwhile, Gilbert asks to his butler on what she is doing, to which that guy says that she being holed up in her room for this past few days, which made Gilbert happy because he told her to behave, so she is now behaving well. But then that butler says that Albert, who is his younger brother, is also going into her room for multiple times, which shocked him, and he thinks to himself if they are planning to know some information about him. He then goes on by thinking if she is trying to run away from him. As a result, he gets up, but she was unaware of it, and she was talking to her maid that she messed up again. But to her surprise, Gilbert was standing in back of her, and she was shocked to see him. And he just says that he came her to drink her blood, but she was in middle of something. She then tells to him that she is doing nothing important, while thinking that it will be bad if he finds out the truth. Gilbert then notices that she is hiding something, so he asks her to show it to him. She then hides it from him. As a result, he gets near her ears while whispering to her ear that if she is hiding it, then it must be a letter that contains the details on how to get out of here, which confused her. Afterwards, he forcefully takes it from her, and as a result it falls down, to which he picks it up. After seeing it, she thinks to herself that it's over for her. And after seeing the design, he realizes it's not in secret code or a secret letter, but she was still thinking that there is no way she can hide it from him anymore. As a result, she tells to him it was his birthday present. After hearing it, he was shocked, but then she started to apologize to him for doing something that's unnecessary. He then mumbles to himself, "That's really unnecessary." Afterwards, he asks to her on, "What is this?" Since the design she put in there was a new type of animal he doesn't even seen before, to which she tells to him, "It's a bird." After hearing the fact that it was the bird, both of them was shocked, and he suddenly puts his hands on his head, which shocked her, because he was laughing while blushing. And while laughing, he says that's not a bird at all since it has sparkling eyes with a nice legs. Meanwhile, she was blushing while thinking that he is really laughing, since she thought him to laugh like a maniac, But to her surprise, he says sorry to her for laughing at her design, to which she blushingly tells to him that she was just shocked to see him smile. Afterwards, she started to tell to him that he is right, and it doesn't look like a bird, so he shouldn't worry about it, and she will also come up with a better gift for him. And all of the sudden, he touches her kerchief, and he tells to her that he wants it, so she should complete this bird for him. After hearing it, she got shocked, and she blushingly asks to him if they can celebrate his birthday, to which he suddenly snaps his fingers, while saying he was just curious about how this bird will turn out, and that's all. But this made her really happy, and she tells to him that she will try her best. Afterwards, he started to think at first he thought she was a cold woman, and all of the sudden, she tells to him that she respects him, also no matter what he do to scare her. She just keeps on coming back to take care of him. And he even thinks that he doesn't get her, since it's like she is a strange person, while blushing.